Double Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, box promoter extraordinaire from England, Mr. Eddie Hearn, right, doing a lot of good things in England. Y'all know what time it is. Anthony Joshua and the likes, Matchroom. He's doing his thing. He's kind of young, so he's in the limelight. You don't have a problem. He's doing a lot of work. Well, we talked about him signing Daniel Jacobs not too long ago, a couple of weeks back. So Jacobs come up against Luis Arias coming in a week or so. This guy seems to want to do some big things. He said straight up, Daniel Jacobs beat Golovkin in his eyes, which is a lot of our eyes, and he should be a superstar. And that's why I got that on, because that's what I think too. I think that we can all agree that he arguably beat Golovkin, which is good enough, judging upon what Golovkin is supposed to be in terms of the number one pound for pound, or right around that area, undefeated. Not even taking the distance for 20-something fights, those kind of things, those superlatives that were coming his way. At one point, we were calling him the most avoided, things like that. So if you go in there and you have your business against him, then something, you've done something, period. There's no discussing it. That's not what people thought before the fight. So you have that aspect, and you have his backstory, right? You have the fact that he's articulate. He can talk. All these things are what Eddie Hearn is talking about. That's what promoters are looking at. So I just think Eddie Hearn might be in for a rude awakening about the American market. That could possibly happen, because those are the things that are obvious, should be happening already. But the American market is a thing. It's a thing. You got a lot of sports to compete with. That's one of the aspects. A lot of sports to compete with. Mega stars in these sports, and things are going on all the time. You got the baseball playoffs, basketball about to start up, NHL about to start up, football is full bloom, going on right now. So what you're talking about is, if you're doing something in boxing, it better be extraordinary, right? But the thing about the American market is, we have boxers that are doing extraordinary things, but we don't like them. Andre Ward had to retire, said his body, giving out on him. The man hadn't lost since he's 12 years old, going up in weights, dominating, beating people without not that much punching power, just will, right? And do you know him? If you're not a boxing fan, do you know him? Probably not, ridiculous. Terrence Crawford, only undisputed champion in fighting right now. Undisputed. Ain't nobody in his division pushing up on him. Got Pergras coming up, but ain't nobody pushing up on him, because he's beating everybody. The number two dudes, need to fight each other. I told you, Crawford needs to be chilling for a minute, let these guys fight, crystallize themselves as somebody worthy of fighting him, because there isn't none in his division. He made sure of that as the only one. Got a couple trying to do so. He's the only one. So, not too many people outside of Omaha, Nebraska know him. Right? That's how it is. They're doing extraordinary things, but we got to get on the bandwagon. Somebody has to promote them, right? You don't have to hype these guys. You can just tell people what they do. That's all you got to really do, is make sure that people know what they're doing. Deontay Wilder. Do people even know? We have a heavyweight champion. We have a heavyweight champion of the world. He has the most prestigious belt, the WBC belt. This guy walks in the gym at 19 years old after finding out his daughter was sick. Just started fighting. He goes and wins the only medal that we've medaled in recent times. After 18 months of boxing. Goes in, wins the WBC heavyweight championship with one arm after the fourth round. When we said he couldn't jab, right hand broke. Those are things that I've told you a million times, but a million and one don't hurt. He should already have a movie. It should be a Deontay Wilder movie. Incredible. And then all the stuff he does after winning the championship, WBC championship, you can write that when the credits, before the credits go. He went on to do this, or he went on to do this, or he went on to get beat. I've said this before, but it is what it is. We're just ignoring it. That's a story. Hollywood has not called him. It's ridiculous. His story is incredible right now. And not to mention all the people he's been trying to fight. But we barely know him outside Alabama, right? Heavyweight champion, right? So there's a lot of things. I mean, Eddie Hearn, Daniel Jacobs should be, but Daniel Jacobs will have to come back and beat Golovkin. But Golovkin, what has Golovkin said? He has said, and his team, we're not going to address that to 5 fights down the line. Said that before too. 5 fights down the line at 35 years old means you're probably not going to fight him. So Eddie Hearn is going to have to be up against it, but I like his ambition. I like the fact that Eddie Hearn sees things at face value. He does not know about, I know he knows of the American market, don't get it twisted, but other things that are going on under the surface of why these fighters are not, or, being treated correctly, or why they're not mega stars or very big stars. Well, we barely know him if you're not a boxing insider. He's taking Jacobs, and Jacobs they're going to HBO, which makes this even more interesting for me. My vantage point. I like to see if HBO can possibly promote someone this big, and want to. That's what I'm trying to see. So let's see how that all works out. I'm really interested in seeing Eddie Hearn in the American market, see how it does. But at the end of the day, he knows if things don't go right, he still got England because they just follow their fighters. Period. And when sometimes you just have to go where the demand is. That's what business is. Supply and demand. There's a demand in England. That's where you got to go. Simple as it, right? So let's see Eddie Hearn and Danny Jacobs. You better concentrate on the ribs. That's what you should be doing. Let's see what happens. Doma Sports Talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here, y'all.